Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. Here is a makeup transformation on dark skin. So I'm going to start with cleansing of our skin. I'm using micellar water and a baby wipes to cleanse our skin. So after that, I'm going to be using an hydro grip primer. The purpose of this primer is to help the foundation to stick onto our skin for a very long time. Then after that, I am going to be going ahead to use a makeup seal. If you check her nose area, guys, she has like a pigmentation, like there's a line on her nose, so I like to go ahead and apply makeup seal on that part so that when I apply a foundation it will stick onto that side really well. Also, I'll be going ahead to use Maroon Prep and Prime. I'm using that at the perimeters of her face. The excess of this is to help with when she sweats, so that her sweat will not mix with the foundation, and also it will help keep the makeup to stay in place for a long time. She doesn't have oily skin, so I don't want to load up her skin with mattifying product. So I'm going ahead to use a long lasting foundation, and this foundation is full coverage and it lasts really long, and also it is waterproofed. So I'm going to be using a Techniques flathead brush to apply that to distribute the foundation all over our face. Then after that, I'm going to go ahead and use a flathead kabuki brush, and I'll use that to buff the foundation into our skin really well. I will take my time to blend the foundation into our skin so that the heat in her body will warm up with the foundation, and that will make her skin look like she's not wearing foundation. You can see how 100% the foundation matched her skin color. So I'm going to be using a smaller brush to apply the foundation in our nose area. These are the areas where the foundation brush will not get to. So when you're working on a client and you get to the areas of the face that is kind of tiny or it's a little bit narrow, so you will not be able to get to that area with a bigger brush, so instead you go ahead with an eyeshadow brush or a concealer brush on that area just to blend that part really well. And also I'm going to go over to our lid. I'm using same foundation on our lid. You can see how that foundation looks. It's a self-setting foundation. If you have extreme matte skin, dry skin, this foundation you could use this foundation without setting it with powder. I'll be going to our under eyes to highlight our under eyes, and I'm using a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than the actual skin. You can see that this concealer I use under eye could actually pass for someone that have a lighter skin, but I'm using that under our eyes. I like to use a lighter shade of concealer for someone that has a dark skin. By the time I blend it out really well, it's going to make our under eye pop, and also to make our skin look really nice. So I'm going to be using my beauty sponge, and I'm also going to be using a brush to blend the concealer, and after that I'll be going ahead to use the beauty sponge to also blend out. Like to use a brush first, then I'll go ahead and use a beauty sponge to smoothen out things to make it look seamless. Then after that, I'm going to be using a foundation. This is a foundation I'm using on our nose area, but it's 2 shades darker than our skin, so I actually picked a little bit because I dipped the brush into the foundation the way it is to be a lot darker. So I dipped the brush into the foundation lightly to use that to contour our nose. Then I'm going to be going ahead to add a creamy blush on her cheek, and I'm using orange color. I like to apply orange blush on dark skin. Then I'm going to be going ahead to use a brush. That's the brush that I use in blending out the under eye concealer. I'll use that to also blend the under eye concealer to the blush area, so there won't be lines between the two products. After that, I'm going to be setting her under eyes. So setting her under eyes, I am using a powder foundation to set her under eyes before I'll be going on top of that with a setting powder. I like to use a powder foundation first because it gives good coverage, and this makeup is for a photo shoot for her birthday, so I try to make it heavy so that it will last really long, and I try to make sure most of the product I use are product that will stand the test of time. These are products that come whatever to still stay in place. and it will last her really long. So I went ahead to do her brows. So if you want to see a tutorial on how I do brows, please guys just check through my videos. I have more than enough tutorials on that. Then for her lid, I basically use a concealer for her lid. Then I went into an eyeshadow palette. I'm using green on her. This is actually my first time applying green on her, but I know this green will look really good. She told me she wanted something that will pop. I haven't done, like, I've been doing her makeup for a very long time. Like, she started as my model, then after that she graduated into being my student, then after student she graduated into being my client. So she always, wherever she is, she always come back to me, and she always book me for her makeup no matter where she is, and I'm super happy to have her as one of my clients. She's an amazing person, and I'm glad I have her. That's why I always try to I try to always do what she wants, and while incorporating my own professionalism in it. So guys, this is the eyeshadow. I went ahead to add a pigment on it. This pigment has some, it's the base color for this pigment is green, but it has some particles that are like pink, green kind of. So but the overpowering power in this pigment color, so the overpowering color in this pigment is green. So afterwards I'm going to be applying mascara on her lashes. Guys, you can see how she looks really beautiful with these eyes, and she loved it, guys. She loved the eyes so much. So after that I will be fixing her lashes, and I'm also going to be using a black pencil in her waterline. This pencil is super dark. So guys, if you are interested in any of the product I use in this video, please check my description box. There's a link that will take you directly to where you can get it. Then I'll be going over to our lips. I'm using Cocoa. This is from Debbie Luster. It's a matte lip stain. I like to use this first, even though I'm going to be adding gloss, because this will not allow the creamy lipstick you're going to be putting in the middle part to bleed to the skin. So I like to use that first. Then I'm going into the middle. I'm using a creamy lipstick from I can't remember the brand, but I'll leave it in the comment section. So I'll just ask her to smack her lips a couple of times. Then afterwards I'll be going ahead to use a clear gloss on top of that, and that came out so beautiful. And after that I am going to just to conceal any stains on her lid. When you fix lashes and eyeshadow, the lashes tends to cover up the liner you applied before you fix the lashes. So I like to go back and just neaten out things and make the line look more obvious and neat. Then after that, guys, I'm going to go back again and use a powder foundation under her eyes to add more coverage. I just like to do that. That's my almost to the final step that I take when it comes to makeup. I like to go back again and reapply it to make it pop. Then I like to use my Seal-It spray, 2 Seal-It sprays. The excess of this is to keep the makeup to last really long without shifting. The first one is All Nighter and the second one is from So Pro. Both work perfectly well. So this is a finished look. This is a makeup look on a dark skin person. Let me know if you guys do really enjoy this down in the comment section. Bye guys.